Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review VHS. This collection is killer.
This is a horror anthology that includes many directors that many of you probably know. Radio Silence, who did the brand new Scream movie. We've got Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett, Ty West, Glenn McQuaid, David Bruckner, and there's just a lot of notable horror people involved. Because it's an anthology, we have to spoil it because the notable things to talk about are some of the twists and the endings to the shorts. So we're gonna loosely break things down, talk about each short, and let you know what we liked and what we didn't. This is a recommendation from Deke over on Patreon. He also requested VHS 2. So that should be coming up soon. But there are also two other movies we should probably do at some point. I heard that The Rat King is kind of cool. So The Rapper, I guess, is an interesting concept because we've got a group of scumbags who are looking for this VHS tape that they can sell for a lot of money. It doesn't get into the details of what's on the tape, but that's what this movie's all about. They're creeping into this guy's house. He's a dead man sitting in a chair in front of a bunch of TVs with a bunch of tapes, and they just start watching them. So let's talk about the tapes. What are on these mystery tapes that are worth so much money?
Our first short is called Amateur Night, which actually spawned the feature film Siren, one that we watched years ago. It probably would have been way better for us to not know what was going to happen, because the concept is these guys go to a club to pick up women and videotape them with their spy goggles or their
spy glasses.
Their spy glasses.
They're not goggles.
Yeah. And one of the girls who goes home with them is not really all that much of a human.
You can see, she something weird's happening. There's a line in the middle of her head.
You knew something was up, but you didn't know what exactly it was.
These guys are shitheads, and you want them to die at some point. There are some moments that are pretty good. She's getting down and dirty with two of the guys, and the other guy, well, he wants to get in so bad. And she's like, no, not you. He's like, well, I'm already naked. It's so awkward. And then eventually, they're hiding out in the bathroom. She bit me, she's eating our friend. I did appreciate it, even though we did know the outcome. She looks cool. There's a lot of blood, there's lots of gore.
A lot of the stuff we watched today on VHS was POV. So it's really from the perspective of anyone holding the camera. And in this case, because they were glasses, at the end when he gets swooped up in the air when she's in beast mode, and then you see the glasses falling to the ground, that kind of cinematography is pretty cool.
This was one of the stronger ones for sure. And when he breaks his arm when he's running away from her, I felt that.
Did you also feel what was to follow?
And then, oh yeah, and then she gave him a beach.
And he wasn't having any of it.
I get that. If I had my bone poking out of my wrist, I'd be passed out actually. I've broken my wrist before and I was woozy. Yeah. I was just, whoa. There's no way I was enjoying a beach. I'm only saying it that way for YouTube reasons. I don't usually call it a beach. Next up, we've got Second Honeymoon. This is just a nice couple. They go see a little fortune teller, the old miner. He's got some information. And he says, you're gonna have a reunion with a loved one or something. They're like, okay, that's fun, enjoyable. And for a little bit, you're thinking that weird old miner guy is gonna bust out of there and start killing this couple. But they're just going to the Grand Canyon, they're hanging out, they go back to their hotel room, and then there's a knock on the door. It's a weird woman who we don't really see at first. We see a glimpse outside, and then we get a nighttime footage of the room, and then you realize, wait a second, if that's the guy and that's the girl, who's holding the camera?
And why are they touching these people with a knife?
And most importantly, why are they going into the bathroom, getting that toothbrush and sticking it in the toilet? And then it cuts to him brushing his teeth with the toothbrush. Oh my God. And they stole $100. But on the next night, something similar happens, and the guy gets murdered, stabbed in the neck viciously over and over again. And then we get the big reveal that the woman in the hoodie and Stephanie were lovers. And it was all just a ploy to just get him out of her life and they could be together.
A trip and $100.
The ending I didn't see coming, which is great. I think the creep factor of the POV was just top notch.
And this is kind of where things get a little slashy as we get Tuesday the 17th with a group of young adults entering into a lake or campground of some sort because their friend's like, hey, come with me. We're gonna go to my old family campsite. As they get there, there is the glitch killer. We complain about glitch effects all the time and how terrible they are, but this one played to its strength because you only ever saw the killer through the perspective of the camera. And they started off with a bang right away. As the blonde girl is about to do like a cheer routine maybe, you just see like a knife go right through the back of her head and her eyes out. And then you just see like the little glitch figure on the right. The kills in this one were a lot of fun.
The whole idea of the glitch, as the camera gets closer to this entity, it glitches more. It's just like Slender Man. If you played those games, like the closer he comes, like the crazier your camera gets. Even the build up to it, where it's like, oh shit, I saw something weird in the camera.
Yeah, it was dead bodies. Here's my gripe with this, okay? When all of the friends are going there and the one girl's like,
you're all gonna fucking die up here.
Nobody questions it until they're smoking weed.
Yeah, then they have the fear in them.
The fear? You never heard of that?
If you came to me and was like, we're in the middle of the woods, you're like, hey, you're going to die tonight.
As serious as I could ever talk to you, I don't think you'd take me serious.
I would question you right away.
I don't think you would. I truly do not.
I would be like, why would you say that?
Mind you, I'm the fat funny guy. She is the normal person in this situation.
You're all gonna fucking die up here.
The way she said it,
I would question it on the spot
Yeah.
and not wait to go smoke weed before I gain the courage. Anyway, this is cool. She was actually bringing them up there so that she can try and capture the glitch killer because she's been there before, and I guess like previous friends have died, or she knew about people dying.
it was a revenge plot. So all this one was to get revenge.
And it's cool. This next one, this title is a doozy. The sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. This one was a different delivery method. This wasn't handheld, but still kind of found footage. We've got the computer perspective. It's this guy talking to Emily, his girlfriend, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna come see you, but like, is everything cool? And she's like, no, there's like ghost shit happening in my house, and my arm has a weird bump in it and I keep scratching it. This kind of repeats over and over again, and she's like, okay, there's a ghost at my door. I'm gonna open this door. Let's see what happens. A friggin' kid runs by. Scared the hell out of me.
You kind of like see something behind her, this like white figure, and then when it comes beelining it to the screen, it's pretty intense.
I already don't like kids, but ghost alien kids, as we find out afterwards, those are probably high on my list for kids I don't like.
The ending was very, very weak and cheesy, especially when like you get the reveal of our ghost alien kids. You can't really tell they're aliens, but they look like really bad ghosts.
So this is like the whole thing is this guy is in her house, it seems. He's just like keeping her in this place with hope that he's gonna come visit her, as potentially every night ghosts come to visit her and put babies in her. So the thing in her arm, she's like picking away.
It's a tracking device. It's weird because you don't get why they're making babies.
They just want more alien ghost babies. It's not even explained that it's aliens. I thought it was aliens.
They had like a glow to them. Like it looked like it was like a bad flash.
Or like when Mr. Burns got fucked up in that forest.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was one of the more tense ones. I was more scared because it's kind of got that paranormal vibe. The kid running at the screen tripped me out. And even just walking around like the house when she's like, I'm closing my eyes because I'm scared. If you see anything, you let me know. It had good moments.
And our final short is 10/31/98. They get to this house, which they assume the party's at, but there's no party happening. They stumble upon a ritual in the attic. And this one I absolutely loved because there was so much buildup to not knowing what's going on. So there's so much mystery to it. And then when the reveal happens, the house is trying to prevent them from leaving, and it's doing it in such cool fashions with arms coming through like walls, floors, like the rooms changing. It's just chaos. I thought aesthetically it looked great, and just the pacing was fantastic.
Yeah, when it started closing off the windows and stuff, it was so well done. Like, obviously it's CG, but because of the found footage and the way that it was done, it had like the right amount of grain and stuff that it like blended really well. And it was good, convincing. And unfortunately, they save the woman and they drive off. So they do get out of the house by going in the basement. How they actually got out if the house is alive, I have no idea. But they do. She's in the car with these guys. They drive, the car stops, unfortunately, on railroad tracks. The woman disappears, looks at them, and then they get killed by the train.
It's kind of sad that they died because, again, they were just trying to do the right thing.
And yeah, and the closure for the rapper had already happened before this one played, which is the most moronic thing I've seen in like an anthology. The rapper ended before the last tape was played, so this would have been the last tape. Yet everybody had already died, and this wasn't a tape that was playing in that house, or wasn't suggested so, at least. So that was just like the guy had come alive and killed all the guys. This was like a bonus one, I guess.
If you have like 5 stories you want to tell and only 4 characters, then you just don't kill someone after one of the stories. So then it feels like, okay, the last thing we're going to see is the closure of the rapper, not the closure of the VHS tape that's being played.
And if you have any pushbacks on that, it's like, well, it's called VHS. It's supposed to be, oh, a VHS thing. The rapper was also a VHS tape. So like, then it could still end the exact same way with the VHS bumper. All in all, it was solid, but the first like 20 to 30 minutes pissed me off. I was actually like aggravated because of how shaky the camera was. The rapper is absolutely awful. I hated it, every second of it. I understood why it existed, but like the camera work is just all over the place and drove me nuts. But my favorite one had to be the Woods one. The Woods one I think is just so good because the glitch killer is just unique and interesting, and I'd love to watch an entire movie with that concept. And as a complete package, I think it mostly worked because I did like most of the shorts. Time kind of flew by considering this was about 2 hours, and there's just a lot of talent here, and that's why they went on to do bigger and better things after this. So I'm gonna give this 3.5 white donkeys or majestic ponies out of 5.
All the shorts were very well done. It was the rapper that I had the biggest problem with, and when you have a weak rapper, it kind of sucks because that's how like everything ties in together. The concept of it was good. I think they could have did a lot more and made it a lot better. As for the short films, I think the 10/31/98 is the best one because it kind of had a Grave Encounters feel to it. I think they could do a really cool haunted house, found footage style of movie because from what I saw here, they knocked it out of the park. So with that being said, I give this film 4 drowning fake outs out of 5.
You just scared the shit out of me.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film. If you've seen it, let us know your favorite shorts. Like this video. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything here on Bloodbath and Beyond.